Hello, Internet. Demagen here. Welcome back to some more Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, where we are continuing onwards towards this giant tower with our elegant elephant friend, Matsia, the Great Work. Matsia has a shine in his eyes that wasn't there before. Did you say you're going to see Nidana? Oh, how I envy you. She's brilliant and beautiful, kind and understanding, and did I say she's beautiful? I could stare at her dainty ears and adorable trunk all day, and those eyes. When you meet her, take care you don't drown in them. Sounds like he has a thing. Get in, fools, we're going to the moon. That was the wrong button. We're going to the moon for... That's the right button. I remember how to do this. Oh, I should probably check for some ether currents, shouldn't I? No, 136 yards to the south. I'm assuming that's on the beach then. We'll get this while we're here. Oh. Well, that was well thought through. I thought I'd just go around this way. Now we need to kill some... Oh, beetles on the perfumed rise. That's up there. So we're heading that away. Who's that? Looks like a mud puppy. Is that a dodo? It is. Yeah, that definitely looks like a giant mud puppy. And that is a Pisaka. One of the new enemies. Oh! That's Yilan. That's a level 19 notorious monster. For now, we shall avoid him. Because he's one of the aggressive ones. Glowy crystals. Ever a favourite of mine. Swipe it. Yes. Yes. Swipe F'd. Ah. Ooh, that's nice. Again, I think a chunk of that glow is, yeah, just enhanced by the G-shade graphics. Right, I have attuned. Let us see what people have to say. There's a lot of dead people here. If there was a battle, there's a conspicuous lack of blood. In such manner did we find them. What could have befallen these people? What in the world? Black Rose? No, they've got rid of that, haven't they?
What happened here?
Nothing good. Obviously.
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
I believe so. Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we have guests. You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see.
What, they've all gone to sleep? you checking out his lance?
I am Vashan, servant to the satrap. My task was, in fact,
Pixels.
to wake these good men and women, if you will allow.
Dear Lord, that's pixely.
People of the great work, I come bearing new scales.
Scales? We have new scales?
What the?
Yes, my friends. Gather round. I have them right here.
Dragon scales.
Oh, happy day. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
Huh.
Those are dragon scales.
Yes. Well done, Estinian.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit.
The fact that they've got moving mouths probably
Soon we will
addresses
have
one of the
talismans
critique of the
capable nullifying
turtle people.
etheric emissions from that accursed tower.
Oh. Well, that's kind of
Did I say
handy.
something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan? Wait, who are you people? Of course. You're the one Kryl sent. The warrior of light. We've been waiting.
Oh, yes, that's us.
Oh, this is a day of celebration. Praise be to Cinderova.
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
Yes.
I feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
Nice hair, mate.
Tell me, how did you acquire those scales?
Closely guarded secret.
Curious that it concerns you so.
Huh. Are you a dragon in disguise, small boy? Yeah, and the texture work here is awful. And I like the design, but it's so blocky.
But worry not.
Have you learned
They
nothing?
were freely given by the dragon with whom our satrap has forged a lawful pact.
That is well.
You must be quite familiar with Dragon King, yes?
Is this their congealed blood I see on your weapon?
Speaking of dragon blood, you yourself have been infused with it. have you not? I should like to draw a file or two, if so.
Run away, Estinian!
Now,
Jump! Jump!
see here.
High jump! Super high jump!
Come along, come along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
What's Umiage doing?
Oh dear, your poor companion. What with the new scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement. No harm will come to him, I promise. Meanwhile, shall we
No
find the
physical
quiet
harm,
place to-
psychological, on the other hand? You'd think after everything he's
As
been
you may
through.
have guessed, I am Nidana, the alchemist
Yes, I
who
had
sent
guessed
a
this.
request to your mistress Kryl. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great
The
Work,
Great
where
Work.
I collate our results.
That's why it's called the Great Work.
Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
I don't trust this small boy. I feel like he's a dragon in disguise. Is Vitra the youngest of the brood of Midgard Soma? Where are you, Estinian? I wish to have a chat. No, it seems like he's gone already. Even after all this time, the Chocobo porters still say the same things, though I suppose that makes sense. Not like they need independent dialogue for each other. Aha! Nope. Oh, for the days when I enjoyed such fervent adoration. But on this occasion, I'm glad to entrust the burden of popularity to Estinian, not to Uyange. It is said that shellfish is ideal for those who have suffered blood loss. Perhaps we should have acquired some from Matsia. Wait, what? Pay me no mind. I am here that I may be of service, nothing more. I don't trust you or believe you. You are far too green. Where is Estinian? Huh. Don't know. Maybe he's been taken off for experimentation. Allow me to thank you for answering our call. Many towers have appeared around the world, and we are grateful that you would assist us with ours. Though Kryl herself is tied up with another investigation, Demagen is an eminently capable substitute, and we will spare no efforts to aid you. So, if I understand correctly, you seek to make talismans that can nullify etheric emissions. Indeed we do. As you know, the tower emits vast concentrations of ether. One cannot go anywhere near it without being tempered. As such, we can only study the tower from afar and are powerless to deal with it in any consequential way. In order to strike back, the satrap bade us alchemists create enchanted talismans. Talismans that will allow our soldiers to venture into the tower, even should they lack innate protection. But they're going to have versions of their gods in there, so that's probably not going to work out well, is it? Could such a thing be possible? Admittedly, we are still in the midst of testing, but we are quite confident. Even prior to this, our people have long pursued countermeasures against the etheric corruption of primals. Of the methods tested to date, those utilising dragon scales proved the most promising. Owing to their etheric density, the scales are highly resistant to disruptive forces. The mightier the dragon, the greater the resistance. We seek to amplify this protective property through our alchemy. Thanks to the scales provided by His Excellency, we've been able to make steady progress with the talismans. Soon we will be ready to conduct a field test, and here is where you and your blessing of light come in. Better than having my blood drawn, I suppose. Nothing complicated, I assure you. We ask only that you serve as an escort. I will explain in greater detail later, but you will be venturing into the tower's field of influence. And so, for your own safety, I would first test how well your blessing shields you. With your permission, of course. In that case, Uyange and I will find other ways to make ourselves useful. Seeing as you all work to the point of collapse, I suspect you could do with more hands. We will be grateful for any assistance you can provide. How are you going to test the blessing of light? If you are ready, then let us put your blessing to the proof. If you exit the great work and turn south, there will be a hill to the right. I will meet you at the top after seeing to some preparations. Let me guess that the hill is already within the field of influence, and this is a trick. Not like a malicious trick, just it said to go right, didn't it? And I know my directions. Yes. Interesting. It looks like the car is indeed... The car. That's a bike, Dema. It's very clearly a bike. So let's just switch over to the bike. I hope you didn't have trouble finding this place or climbing the hill. Not all are accustomed to the physical strain. I give you the fruit of our sweat, tears, and many a sleepless night. The drunken Deepa. Deepa is a lantern presented to the gods as an offering. Taking inspiration from the tradition, we created this device to test the talisman's efficacy. On activation, it will move to a certain distance before emitting a powerful blast of ether. In lieu of corruption, those lacking sufficient protection will experience severe ether sickness. For your test, you will be exposed 4 times. That should be enough to ascertain your blessing's protective capability. Please, begin whenever you're ready. I shall be observing from a safe distance. Well, in theory, it shouldn't make any difference to us. Commencing etheric exposure testing. Repeat. Commencing etheric exposure testing. Retreat to a safe distance if you are not the subject. Follow its lead. It bounceth. Boing, 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 boing. Ready, Ether. Please stand back. I need to talk to it. Target is preoccupied. You're struck by a powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effects. Subject has no irrepressible urge to empty their stomach. Confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Boing, boing, boing. Somebody had a great time animating this thing, and I am happy for it. Also, I should be paying attention to the world. It's very pretty. Ready, Ether. Please stand back. I love the fact that we do the pose thing. Yes, it plays a pose emote. Subject's stomach and bowel integrity holding confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. Nope. Stand back. Gather near. And you're struck by yet another powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effects. The blessing of light appears to be keeping you safe from harm. Subject fortitude rated impressive. No irregularities confirmed. Resuming test. It'd be interesting if this final one does affect us. Because that would tell us something about what's happening with the Blessing of Light. You are struck by the strongest blast of ether yet, but survive completely unscathed. Etheric exposure testing concluded. Please collect and deliver me to the supervising alchemist. Congratulations on retaining your composure and your humours. Thanks. That's a nice view. It's a very nicely put together place, this, actually. Ah, you've returned and not on your knees, a promising sign. But come, let me take the deeper off your hands. The drunken deeper is now having a well-deserved rest. Thank you. I shall replenish its ether for when we test the talisman. So, no dizziness or nausea or anything of the sort? You're feeling perfectly fine? Nod. And the strength of your blessing is beyond doubt. There is no risk that the tower will corrupt your ether. We know this. We can't be tempered because we are already tempered. With this, we can request your aid for the task ahead with easy hearts. Ooh, closing in on 81. Shadowed footsteps. Lidana regards you with those eyes with those eyes you could drown in. You are a capable warrior too, are you not? Would you be amenable to assisting me with another errand? You see, our talisman requires the use of a special ink, but we have exhausted our stores of a key ingredient for it, spirit weed. The herb grows not far from here, and I would like to go and harvest some. With the recent spate of kidnappings, however, Ryaka Sadara travel alone at our peril. Will you not come with me as my escort? I would compensate you for your troubles, of course. Don't worry about payment. I'm in your debts. Without further ado, let us head to Kajaya's footsteps. It is situated on the road which runs east of the Great Work. Ba, ba, ba. I like the music. Very, don't know what the appropriate adjective is these days. What is that? Uh-oh, tempered Imperials. I may be simply imagining it, but I feel as though we're being followed. Look out, Temujin! Yada yada yada. Looks like somebody else has grabbed the rest of those. And killed them for me. Thanks. Do-do-do. Speak with Natana. Gods, but that gave me a fright. To think that the moment I ventured outside the safety of the work. Like the sisters, I asked you to come with me. You're alright, I hope? Yeah, fine. Good, good. Let's continue on then. It isn't far now, just through these pillars and up the rise. Southeast. That's a ways away. There's a fate over here. The accursed Kanabuti. Hello, Kanabuti. What that booty do? Where's Triskelion gone? He ran out already. Do 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 do. I like the spirally bits on its back, and the fact that its eyes look like they've got peacock kind of emblems around them. Very kind of Aztec-y. In general feel. Yeah, I do like the fact that they've once again split the player base in terms of which direction you can go first. I think that's a really sensible way of doing it. Obviously, it worked in Wrath of the Lich King in terms of, you know, sending you to two different starter zones. And, yeah, it's just sensible. Obviously, it wouldn't have worked as easily in Stormblood. I keep looking at the XP gain and thinking, that doesn't seem like much. It's like, well, it is really, isn't it? Because of how they've changed things. 195 yards to the north. Yeah. Yes, I do like the music here. Oh. Ah, here we are. Kajaya's footsteps. Kajaya was a great dancer, and those who follow in her, well, you know, they come to this place to train and dedicate their dance to their ancestors. A happy benefit of this is that spiritweed grows here in abundance. I'll set about harvesting at once if you'd be so kind as to stand guard. Kidnappers aren't like to return soon, but better safe than sorry. Yeah, there's going to be something else here. Maybe. Oh, yes, this is cool. Ah, giant peacock. I like the fact that it looks like paint daubed on the floor. Destination. Destination unknown. Giving us a little bit of a view. Something will come up over the rise now. Ah.
Yes, that would be Radzad Khan. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began.
Ah. It's got eyes in the back of her head, have you?
The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing.
Wonder who the satrap is. What can you tell me of him? Them. He. It is a he, isn't it?
Well, he is the most important person in Radzad Khan.
Why?
Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra.
Arkasodra and the Gajasura.
When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavnair altogether.
Ah, okay. A little bit of extra lore.
Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hjord
Of course, it
from the
makes sense. There's
mainland decided
peacocks
they
here,
wanted
isn't
the
it? Because
island
this
for
is where the
themselves.
dancers come from.
It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded
A
the
direct
warring
ancestor,
factions
you
into the
say?
nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position.
Ah.
You see, by and large, the state is run by the people. But when problems arise, it is the satrap who mediates a solution.
Wonder whether they've been corrupted.
The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Radzad Khan to thrive all these years.
I wonder if they're related to Rowena. Actually, no, this isn't where Rowena comes
And it
from,
was
is
the
it?
satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
Yeah, I like the fact that they've been given moving mouths. Well, the animation looks a little bit weird, but you can tell they're talking now, which you can't necessarily do with the Kabuto or whatever they're called. I always call them Kabuto. I don't know whether that's actually what they're called.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
We are being... Oh, hello.
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets. I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name? Oh, something? Owen? Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail?
Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans. And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge?
Clearly,
and
Van Daniel hasn't
resources
seen
at
us
their
here then.
disposal? Complications be damned. For we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
Yes. Van Daniel. I have enough spirit weed to last us a good while. Thank you for keeping watch. Let us head back to the great work, shall we? Yes, let us. Oh, this is definitely a little bit faster. Meow. And you can tell because we're catching up on people. I suppose it's a perk of buying it from the cash shop. Oh, there's a bridge there and I didn't see it. I literally didn't see that. Right. Temujin, my thanks again for your assistance. With your help, we're that little bit closer to completing our talisman. This isn't much, but please accept it as a token of my gratitude. Level up. Little does Nidhana know that she is about to send you on another errand. If you'll excuse me, I shall return to my work on the talisman. Ah, you are back. Both back. Excellent. Oh, it's the little boy. I have a message for you, Mistress Nidhana. It would seem the stores of Giant Skull are running low. What? But when last I looked, there was still plenty. I suspect that that was before Urianger told everyone about their tempering cure, and Estinian shared his knowledge of dragons. Your peers have since been inspired to fashion a number of new talisman prototypes. I see. Well, if it leads to new possibilities, then far be it from me to complain, but we will need to replenish our stores. I should be happy to tend to this if you like. As much as I appreciate the offer, my dear boy, I can't in conscience send you out there alone while kidnappers are at large. I don't trust you, boy. I think you might be Virtua in disguise. Temujin, loath I am to press another task on you so soon, might I ask you to fetch the Giant Skull? In case you're not familiar, Giant Skull is a type of ore found on the island. Owing to its hardness and ethereal conductivity, it has applications in many disciplines, alchemy not least of all. The quarry where it is found, aptly named Giant Skull Grounds, isn't far away, but it shouldn't take much of your time. May we impose on you once more? Fine! Thank you. Upon arriving at the grounds, please take out a man named Zenuya. Zenuya. He will furnish you with the ore. At the very least, permit me to accompany you. It so happens I have an errand of my own that will take me to the outpost nearby. That's handy. May we borrow a pair of hamster, Mistress Nidhana? Yeah, by all means. Do try to be patient with them. Those who survived are still in training. I will bring the hamster to the entrance. Meet me there when you are ready. Yes, I am suspicious of this boy. Oh, also there's an ether current quest here. I will grab that when we get back. Yes. No. I'll grab it now. Jalowik is concerned about a colleague. Do you have a moment, adventurer? One of my colleagues has gone missing. She said she was going to Kajia's footsteps to get a bit of exercise, but she hasn't come back. I go search for her, but it's always time for a shift change, and I can't very well leave the kiln to operate itself. Could you find her and fetch her for me? Sure. You're too kind. She should be in Kajia's footsteps. Keep an eye out for her with black hair. I'm sure she'll be happy to see you. She was out the last time you were by, and she was devastated that she missed out on the chance to meet one of the students of Aldesian. Ba 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 ba. Ah, this is why a load of people are stood here. Here are Hamsa, Devin. If the creatures look familiar, it's because they're close kin to your Eorzean Dodo. Oh, God, we're going to be Dodo riding. Is that Shantoto? Hamsa have long been kept as livestock in Thavnair. Many a hatchery may be found here. Alas, the largest of these was recently razed by monsters from the tower. On account of said hatchery being situated near the tower, the Radiant Host repurposed its remnants as an outpost. That is where my errand takes me, and your own destination is but a stone's throw away. Haha, quarry. If you have no objections, let us first make for the outpost. We set forth at your word. You're ready? Then let us depart. You need only ride and relax. My bird and I will take the lead for yours to follow. Let us be off. If you haven't ridden dodos before, be warned that they have a wobbling gait. Yes, this doesn't look like it would be very flattering on certain with certain kinds of outfits on. That spectacular formation stretching out over the water is called Khadgar, the sword. This sword, legend holds, was wielded by Minucia against the Murgan before it was cast down at conflict's end. Interesting that it's pointing to the tower. To the left, and requiring no introduction, is the tower. As you can see, it straddles a small isle. Discover a new location. Nice having a little guided tour. Almost there. Though the main part of the hatchery is atop the cliff, the outpost itself is on the beach. Kamosh. The Hamsa hatchery. Dodo travel. Wibble wobble, wibble wobble. Ooh, your armour is nice, sir. Green-breasted dodos. So that's the Royal Guard's armour. And here we are. Manned by the Radiant Host, this outpost is our first line of defence against the tower. Steely glare. Ooh, your armour is cool. Well, well, who should it be but young Varshan? On an errand for the satrap? I am. His Excellency bade me come to collect your report. He also wished to express his heartfelt gratitude to the brave men and women of the Radiant Host for their unflagging dedication. Well, we simply do our duty, but we are honoured to receive His Excellency's regard. And yet, by his boundless benevolence, his treatment of one so young could be regarded as callous. Though we have enjoyed relative peace and calm these past few days, this remains the front line of battle, no place for children. Yeah, he's not a child. Your predecessor too often travelled alone. It's been what, 2 years now since you took over? I wonder how the fellow is faring. Like those before him, he went on to represent the satrap in foreign lands. Wherever he may now be, I am certain he is well. As for myself, I assure you that all I do of my own volition, and gladly. I pray you do not think ill of His Excellency. Certainly not, lad. Whatever happens, my faith in the satrap is unwavering, but still I worry for you. We would be overcome with sadness if something were to befall you, for you are as a little brother to us all. Take care, do you hear? I will, indeed, thank you. Yeah, he's a dragon. He's too green. And who might this be? Not Hannish, by the look of her. Permit me to introduce Demagen Blackthorn of the Eorzean contingent, come to assist in the making of the talisman. From Eorzea, you say? Towers have appeared over there too, yes? Tell me, what is the situation like? May I suggest that you exchange information with our soldiers? Both parties would stand to learn something of value, I believe. Nod. An excellent idea. Given the unprecedented nature of the threats, some of ours are understandably anxious. We would be glad for any tidings you can share. You two, bring Varshan the latest report and answer any questions he may have. Their armor's nice as well. Radiant Beastkeeper. Aww. It occurs to me I have yet to properly introduce our company. We are the Radiant Host, a military order under the Satrap's command. Our duty is to preserve peace in the land, be it patrolling the streets or dealing with hitherto unknown threats such as now. We train hard and admit only capable warriors to our ranks. Even so, we struggle to contend with the fiends from the tower. Though we succeeded in striking them down on the two occasions they came in force, we had to pay a heavy price. What of the towers in Eorzea? Do they likewise spawn monsters? So, it's much the same everywhere. With every nation struggling, we cannot expect calls for outside aid to be answered. Afraid not. Ah, I've heard about you. The visitor from Eorzea. Is there anything you can tell us about the Telophoroi? We know that they're the ones behind the tower, and that they've declared war on the whole world. But why are they doing this? What is it that they want? This we don't understand. What? They want to die and take everyone with them? What madness is this? Well, you can bet that we won't let those bastards have their way. We'll fight them with everything we have, like our Eorzean and Far Eastern brothers. Something's happening on the beach. You wish to know about the tower? To be honest, we know little and less about it ourselves. This Tower of Zot, as folk have taken to calling it, suddenly appeared where it did on the Isle of Noanair. We're safe from its influence at this distance, but go too far into the water and you'll expose yourself to its corrupting ether. You're a foreigner, aren't you? How are they dealing with the tower in your homeland? Hardly. Our struggles are not unique, and our hopes still lie with the talismans. We must keep the monsters contained until they're ready. Finished speaking with the soldiers, have you? I hope it was as enlightening for you as it was for them. As a neutral nation and trading hub both, Radzat Han ordinarily receives a steady stream of news from abroad. Alas, this stream dried up when trading vessels stopped coming. Amidst the dearth of information, everyone will have been grateful for your account. But come, you best see to your original errand, as mine will keep me here a while longer. However, I'm afraid I cannot guide you the rest of the way. Worry not. The path is straightforward. You need but follow the road east. Upon the hamster, you will arrive before you know it. Who that was? I enjoyed our time together. Till we meet again. Though the hamster appears to want to return home, it reluctantly offers you its back. Should you become separated from your steed, speak with the Radiant Beastkeeper at the hamster hatchery to mount it again. Oh, we get to ride the Shoepuff? I keep going to want to call them hamsters, which is hilarious. Not. Ride the hamster to the giant school grounds. I tell you what though, riding a giant hamster would be cool. I mean, the fat cat is cool, but a giant hamster, even better. Manjusaka. So we've got some trap-style enemies. Is it just me, or is it mostly rained here? Ah, those are the beetles, yes. Beetle that we are after. And there's some dolmals. And Sugriva. A pickle. I can't remember what they're actually called. And boing! No sooner do you arrive at your destination than the hamster dashes off. Well, screw you then, hamster. I'm going over here. How many of these do I have to kill? One. Die! Damn it. But I'm going to end up killing 2. I must remember that delirium now gives us stacks. I'm still trying to spam. Yeah, to get as many blood spiller casts in as you can. Like, you don't need to do that anymore because you can literally only get 3 and that's it. Right. Zenuha. Ah, this is indeed the Giant Skull grounds, and I am Zenuha. Is this something you require? The Giant Skull for the alchemist, you say? But of course they shall have it. They labour tirelessly to deal with the tower, and it's the least we can do to provide them with the materials they need. And we're going to leave it there for that chunk O recording, because that's 46 minutes. And I suspect that the next one is going to have some complications. Yeah, there's a definite edge here separating the 2 sides of this zone. We're not going to get to go to Razad Han until later. Also interesting, there's a couple of places here that we haven't actually uncovered. We'll do that maybe on the way back, because I suspect we're going to be going backwards. But yeah, the fact that these are at level 85, you know, I just get the feeling that this island's kind of cloven in twain. So far, so good. I like the appearance of Fandaniel there was just, I think, at the right point in the story to remind us that he is out and about and that he is going to cause problems for us as we go. And that's kind of what you want in an antagonist, at least before Xenos arrives. Fingers crossed they do something interesting with Xenos. So, until next time, folks, where I shall continue onwards with the Giant Skull collections. We've made it to 81. We're going to be a little far ahead because I did a leveling roulette, which is probably a quarter of a level, something like that. So I'd say the dungeon, assuming it is at 81, which is what I suspect it's supposed to be, probably by about halfway through this level, maybe a little bit earlier, but probably by about halfway through, we'll get to go to the Tower of Zot to see what that is like. And I'm really looking forward to it because I have avoided every single piece of Tower of Zot footage that we can find on the internet. So until next time, folks, look after yourselves. Happy end walking. Walking? You can tell I'm ill. Until next time, like the video if you liked it. Cheerio.
Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.